Piastri won the Formula 2 championship in 2021 as a rookie, his third title in the 3 years after winning the FIA F3 and Formula Renault Euro Cup. Despite all of his achievements, Oscar Piastri won't be racing this season, but he sees a bright side to this. Keep watching for details on that and an interesting news update on the Verstappen-Hamilton situation that has been rocking the F1 world. Let's dive into how he is making the most of it. However, Piastri believes 2022 won't be a waste of time since he'll be able to learn a lot of things by seeing and working with Alpine race drivers Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon. When asked by motorsport.com how he sees his 2022 program, Piastri answered, "I definitely don't think it will be a wasted year." This echoes Ocon's stint as a reserve driver at Mercedes before becoming an established racing driver at Alpine. Getting accustomed to the ways of F1. It goes without saying that he would have preferred to be on the grid, but he believes there are a lot of things he can pick up next year, such as the traveling schedule of an F1 season and learning to adapt to that without the pressure of having to actually drive, which could be quite beneficial. And listening to Fernando and Esteban with a new car for next year, he can listen to how the car is developing, and with all his work in the simulator, he can try and contribute to that. Piastri, who will test the 2021 Alpine car at various points throughout the season in preparation for a full-time seat, conceded that he does not need to be in the car to improve as a driver and could learn to work with engineers at a Formula 1 level of detail. According to Piastri, a good F1 driver is made up of several factors other than driving. Learning from Fernando and Esteban. One of the most important aspects of his work next year will be to learn as much as he can from Fernando and Esteban. Outside of driving, the amount of capacity they have left to think about ideas and what to modify on the automobile is astounding to him. The amount of capacity they have also to think about what to alter on the car outside of simply driving is impressive for Piastri to just listen to how they go about things, how they offer suggestions to the engineers. He feels that's the type of thing he can carry forward with him without having to drive. For Piastri, that will undoubtedly play a key role in the coming year. Keeping Piastri from racing sets a poor example. After starting his new position as Alpine's backup driver in Abu Dhabi, a Formula 2 champion claims he's a nearly Formula 1 driver. Piastri won the 2021 Formula 2 championship in the season finale at the Yas Marina circuit, the Australian clinching the title in the first of two sprint races on Saturday. On Sunday, he won the season-ending feature race, placing him 60.5 points ahead of Robert Schwartzman in the overall standings with his 252.5 points. Despite the fact that this is Piastri's third championship in as many seasons, following his Formula Renault and Formula 3 titles, he still will not be racing next season, leaving Piastri on the couch. According to Danny Juncadella, a former DTM driver and F1 tester, is a black stain on Formula 1's reputation. Oscar Piastri had been barred from competing in Formula 1 for at least a year, setting a poor example for junior drivers. The Australian 20-year-old, who is managed by Mark Webber, has won the Formula 2 championship in his first attempt after winning the FIA Formula 3 championship last year as a rookie as well. Indeed, although Guan Yu Zhu, a fellow Alpine Academy member, will make his Formula 1 debut with Alfa Romeo next year, Piastri will have to make do with a full-time reserve duty in 2022. Piastri stated that he had done all possible to make his case for a racing seat. He mentioned at the start of 2021 that he hoped his results would help him get a seat in an F1 race someplace. That clearly did not work out. He went on to say that while it's frustrating that he won't be able to make the transition right away, he's hoping to be on the grid in 2023. Waiting on Alonso. Renault-owned Alpine, on the other hand, has stated that Piastri's 2022 schedule will be packed with F1 testing and simulation work in preparation for a possible racing debut in 2023, either with the Enstone-based team or elsewhere. The issue for Alpine is that, with Esteban Ocon already signed until 2024, Piastri's ascension to the grid appears to be dependent on Fernando Alonso, the 40-year-old F1 legend, making his next move. In other news, Carlos Sainz is excited for the next season following a thoroughly delightful 2021 season, which saw him finish fifth in the standings for the first time in his career. With Ferrari wanting to go back to their best, the Spaniard underlined that he's now ready to battle for a title if the opportunity presents itself. Last season, Sainz landed on the podium in Abu Dhabi after finishing third in Russia and Hungary, as well as second in Monaco. He claims that his time with Ferrari has given him confidence, and if the Scuderia can launch a championship push, he'll be up to the job. Volkswagen. When the new engine regulations, which will take place in 2026, are spelled out, it is probable that VW will publicly proclaim their intention to join Formula 1 within the next month or two. Previous rumors suggested that Audi will enter as an engine supplier and could even take over a team, while rumors of a possible McLaren acquisition were dismissed by the Woking operation in November as wholly inaccurate. Those rumors, however, aren't going away, and there are now new ones out of Germany that Porsche is considering becoming a creator, maybe in collaboration with Red Bull. Because it isn't stated in the papers, one would think that AlphaTauri would be rebadged as Porsche, or maybe Red Bull. Audi and Porsche will not only be engine providers, but will also compete with their own racing teams, according to the first report in the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung. Obviously, a significantly greater greater financial commitment would be required, with German news station NTV reporting that discussions with McLaren and Red Bull are far more advanced. Lewis Hamilton. Before choosing whether or not to return to Formula One this season, Lewis Hamilton will await the results of an inquiry into the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. As a consequence of last year's title-deciding race, Hamilton has become disillusioned with Formula One, according to Mercedes team chief Toto Wolff. After FIA race director Michael Massey failed to apply the regulations appropriately during a late safety car stint, Hamilton lost the title to Red Bull's Max Verstappen. As a result, according to insiders, Hamilton has lost faith in the governing body. When contacted by BBC Sport, Mercedes declined to comment on the circumstances surrounding Hamilton's future. The team and Hamilton are thought to be on the same page on the problem and will await the FIA's response to the issues presented by the Abu Dhabi race. The FIA has initiated an investigation into the events at Yas Marina and is well aware of Hamilton's dissatisfaction, as well as the fact that it faces a difficult challenge in regaining the seven-time champion's trust. Craig Slater. Craig Slater of Sky Sports believes race director Michael Massey's moves in Abu Dhabi have caused a headache for Formula One and wonders if his job with the FIA is now untenable. Massey has come under fire for restarting the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix with one lap remaining, which allowed Max Verstappen to beat Lewis Hamilton on fresher tires and win his first world championship, fallout from the season finale extending into the new year. The FIA is conducting an internal inquiry into how the events in Abu Dhabi were handled, and according to Slater, they have given a deadline of Thursday, February 3rd, on which they will make their findings in time for the next World Motorsport Council meeting. FIA to confirm detailed analysis of 2021 Abu Dhabi GP is in process. The FIA, the governing body of Formula One, has initiated a deep review of the events of the dramatic title-deciding Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and says final conclusions would be made in March. Later, the FIA declared that it will conduct a detailed analysis and clarification process with all relevant parties in the future. The FIA said last Thursday that the process has begun under the supervision of new FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem. According to the statement, the FIA President convened a meeting with all Formula One teams to discuss a variety of concerns, including this one. The usage of the safety car will be a topic on the agenda of the Sporting Advisory Committee on January 19th. The next step will be a roundtable conference with all F1 drivers. In February, the results of the full research will be submitted to the F1 Commission, and final conclusions will be revealed on March 18th at the World Motorsport Council in Bahrain. For the 2022 season, FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem has requested suggestions from Secretary General Sport and newly appointed single-seater director Peter Bayer to analyze and optimize the FIA F1 structure. And that's a wrap for this video. Do you agree that having Piastri sit out racing this year is an unfair move? Hey, we'll see you in the next video.